Chapter 2. After the Summer. Rod woke up to the sound of the alarm clock. It was a Tuesday morning in September, the first day back at school after the long summer break. He rolled over and looked at his beautiful wife. He admired her as she lay, still half asleep, on the white sheets beside him. It would be nice to stay in bed and spend the morning with her, breaking at school in time to prepare the day, before the children arrived at 9 o'clock. He rolled out of bed unwillingly and showered. Then, after pulling on the clothes he had put out the night before, he went down to the kitchen to make coffee. He would take Leah some coffee before he left, envying her being able to stay in bed in the mornings. She worked as a freelance interior designer, and unless she had an appointment somewhere, did not have to travel to work. She had a studio in the garage and operated her business from there. Roy, on the other hand, had a 45-minute drive to the school in Cambridge where he worked. It was an awful slow journey, and the traffic seemed to get worse every day. And he and Leah loved their home in the country, and he liked his job so much. The only option was to commute. "I'll see you this evening," he said, kissing his wife. She opened her eyes and smiled warmly. "Okay, have a good day," he said. He turned over and went quickly back to sleep. An hour later, Will was in his classroom, and children arrived. He couldn't sit around for an hour in his jobs and catch up on phone calls as you could in an office, I supposed. Children needed you then and there, and a web parrot they could quickly turn to chaos. Morning arrived. Hi, Teresa. Hello, Timothy. Rod was Timothy's teacher, and Teresa was pleased. Rod was a good teacher, and they loved him. Rod was glad to have the little boy in his class, and he liked Teresa. She was always friendly, and never had praise for the work he did. Other parents were much more difficult. There was one mother who complained every morning about her pathetic little son was being criticized by teachers and children alike. She could never see that her son might be to blame for anything. She even seemed to encourage him to stop fights. Rod could see this mother coming now, and tried to avoid her by capturing Teresa's attention. "There's something you might be able to help me with," he said to her. "I want to invite someone in to talk about writing or illustrating children's books, and publishing them maybe. I thought it would be interesting for the children. I remember you used to work in publishing." "Ah," said Teresa. "I know just the person." "Good," said Rod. "Tell me more." "It's a friend of mine," Teresa said. "She's an editor for children's books and has a lot of contact with all of the illustrators. And more importantly, she knows about the whole publishing process, and she loves children. I'm sure she'd be delighted to come in and give a talk." "Do you want to ask first?" said Rod. "If she's keen, she could telephone you at school." "Okay, that sounds like a good idea," said Teresa, kissing Timothy goodbye. "She might be too busy, of course, but I said and asked her." "Thanks," said Rod, smiling at her. "Right," he said, turning to the class. "Time to start the lesson." The mother he had been trying to avoid was waiting for him. "I want to talk about my dad," she said, ignoring the fact Rod was trying to calm down for the children. "And Dan told me that last term a boy called Timothy kicked him." "Last term?" Rod echoed. "I really think that anything that happened over 6 weeks ago can't be forgotten. We all want to make a new start at the beginning of the term, do we?" "There you go again. You teachers always have your favorites Well, certainly it might be Dan get blamed for everything, the mother said. I'm not blaming Dan for anything, said Roy, tiring of wishing the woman would go. I just want to stop and you tell him off on a positive note. I'll keep a careful eye on two boys today and let you know if there's any trouble. Roy doubted that Timothy, who is such a quiet child, would have kicked Stan, who looked like a prize-winning boxer. Teachers just can't bother to do your jobs properly, said the woman sadly. I'll be asking my dad at the end of the day what happened, so you'd better keep her word. She turned and left then. The Roy breathed a sigh of relief.